Believe it or not, most accidents don't start in the air. They start on the ground with a rushed go, no-go decision. That's why pilots use the PAVE checklist. This is what we're going to be talking about. PAVE checklist is key to a successful flight. I'm Steven, a flight instructor here out of Rochester, Minnesota at the Rochester International Airport. And on this channel, Right Seat Reports, if you're new here, I share lessons, insights, and real-world aviation experiences to help students and, well, aspiring pilots navigate the world of flight. Today we're breaking down the PAVE checklist. Okay, this is basically, simply put, how pilots assess risk before every flight. This is one of the most powerful tools for new pilots, and it can prevent you from getting into situations you're not ready for. First thing we should do is when we show up to the airport, we basically sit there and we ask the question, should we even be flying today? If you've made it to the airport, maybe you didn't assess already, but some of us have assessed the risk even prior to even showing up. The PAVE checklist helps us answer that before the engine even starts. So, PAVE checklist. What is it? Well, I'll spell it out for you. PAVE. PAVE checklist. Stands for pilot, aircraft, I'll say airplane. E, it's going to be EN, environment. Don't ask, this is pretty much how it's always been. And external pressures. Gives us a fast, structured way to manage risk before leaving the ground. Okay, we jump forward. Pilot, P. The first and most important part of risk management is you, the pilot. Because if you're not right, nothing else matters. Okay, so we've got pilot here. We're going step by step here. Pilot. Okay, we've got another checklist that we like to run. We're talking about the IMSAFE checklist. Okay, we run it for you. Okay, we're talking about illness. Are you ill at all? Medications. Are you on any medications that are going to be affecting your ability to fly? S, we're talking about stress. Are you stressed? Financial stress, work stress, home stress, relationship stress, stuff like that. Alcohol. Have you been drinking lately? That's also something we should worry about. Alcohol, there's a regulation we talk about, is 91-117. Talks about 8 hours, 0.04, or you're feeling. If you're feeling any symptoms, okay, if you're hungover, that is an example right there. F, fatigue. Are you feeling fatigued at all? Are you getting enough sleep? E, emotions. Are you feeling emotional? Something going on in your life, okay? We use this checklist right here for you as the pilot to quickly evaluate if you're actually fit to fly today. Even if one weak link here should make, if you're ill at all, that is an automatic, hey, let's pause and we should rethink the flight. Okay? One of the hardest lessons for new pilots to learn is that canceling a flight isn't quitting. It's being a responsible aviator. Okay? Think about it that way. Next is the airplane. We're talking A, airplane. Here we risk, is this aircraft safe? Is it legal? Capable for today's mission? Okay? A, we are talking aircraft or airplane. Okay, we're talking about maintenance. Is the aircraft maintained to its legality? Does it have fuel? Is it able to perform? We're talking performance of the aircraft. Equipment. Does it have the legal amount of equipment on board? Does it have the legal equipment that is stated by 91-205? Okay, 91-205 we will talk about in a later video, so do not worry. We look at the maintenance status, how much fuel is on board, weight and balance, that goes into our performance category, talking about that, and whether our airplane can actually perform what we're asking it to do safely. This is also where we confirm the airplane is actually legal to fly, not just physically able. It's got wings, it's got fuel, okay, that's great. Cool, that's good to know. But we have another thing that we need to think about. This is where we talk about an acronym called ARROW. This acronym is Airplane Required Documents. I won't be going over this right now. It'll be in a future video. Go step by step, talk about time frames and etc. what you will need for the aircraft to be able to legally be able to fly. If these are not on board, the airplane is considered grounded. Okay, grounded means it cannot leave the ground until it has those documents on board. Okay, then we check the required equipment. If certain items aren't working, the plane not be legal to fly. Okay, this is where you could dive into another acronym. We call it, I'm going to spell it the long way, flames. And we also have another one we call flaps. Excuse this little thing right here. Flaps. Okay, this is talking about our VFR, or our visual flight rule requirements for daytime and nighttime. Okay, I'll dive deeper into that in its own dedicated video. That'll be in the future here. It's not going to be attached to this. We could go on and on about tomato flames here, but I'll dive into that later. Now we zoom out. Okay, we've talked about the pilot and we've talked about the plane. Now we want to see the bigger picture. Let's see what's on the outside here. Okay, this is where we could talk about the environment. We zoom out from the airplane, look at the bigger picture, what's going on around us. So, the V in this case was environment. Okay, some things that we think about here. We're talking about the weather. We're talking about the wind. Are you limited on wind? What's your ability to fly in wind? Visibility. We're also talking about runway lengths available to you at the airport that you're departing and the airport that you will be landing at. Any terrain, obstacles, mountains, poles, etc. And then lastly, airspace. What airspace are we flying through? What are our requirements? Many flights are legal on paper but still dangerous in real life because of weather, wind, or performance conditions. So, never base your go or no-go decision on what someone else flew in that day. Your limits matter. Think about, are you limited by weather, wind, visibility, runway lengths, terrain, airspace? Are these things that you are limited to? Are you able to go to that airport? Maybe you're limited in that fashion. Okay. The last part, external pressures, E. This is the most dangerous risk factor in all of aviation, external pressure. Okay, external pressure. So what does that mean? Okay, we're talking schedule. Are you going to be, hey, I need to be somewhere at a certain time, and then there's some weather that potentially is building up and you feel rushed? Passengers. You got to take passengers and they need to be there at a specific time. Money. Is there money involved in the flight? Are people paying you? If you're a private pilot, we'll dive into that in a later video because you technically cannot get paid. Your own pride. Is pride getting in the way? And then something that we call get there itis. Do I just need to get there? Okay, for some reason I really got to get there. I'm pressed to get there. Okay, this is where pilots feel rushed. They feel pressured or emotionally invested in the flight, and that's where bad decisions can get made in all of these factors. Many other factors, these are just to name a few. Most accidents don't start with mechanical failure. They start with someone saying, I need to make this flight happen. We've been there. Same with driving on a snowy road or during a heavy rainstorm. We say we need to get there no matter what the situation is. So, before every flight, ask yourself 4 simple questions, okay? 1, am I ready? P. Is the aircraft ready? That's the A. Environment, that's the V. Is the environment safe for you? Is it within your limits? And am I being affected by any external pressures? Are there other people affecting? Is there money involved, etc.? That's how pilots really think. That's how accidents get prevented. We need to run through these 2 checklists in order to actually ensure a safe and productive flight. So coming up next, I talked about it here, but I'll be breaking down a couple things: required aircraft documents using that ARROW acronym, required equipment using that A tomato flames acronym. We'll talk about that in the next video, and also how this is going to show up on your check ride. We'll break it down, how a DP or designated pilot examiner would like to actually see this. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those. So overall, your pre-flight planning shouldn't end with the airplane, okay? Use the PAVE checklist before every flight, and you'll make safer, smarter go or no-go decisions from day one. Start it from the 0 hour that you are beginning as a student pilot all the way up through airline level. They still use those checklists. They just have a few extra checklists that they have to run. So thanks for tuning in to Right Seat Reports, whether you're a brand new student pilot, an experienced aviator, or someone who simply loves all things aviation. I'm here to share tips, lessons, and real flying experiences that I may experience, and I'm here to share it with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop a comment below with what you like, what you liked, or any questions you want me to cover in future episodes. I would love to help you out and give you further knowledge moving forward. And as always, like I say in every video, I'll see you in the right seat.